April the 19th, 2019. This is a shout out to my friends in Florida and Georgia, South Carolina, all the way up the East Coast. This storm is still very potent. And what we're having, what we're seeing on radar, guys, is we get into 11 a.m. here Central Time. That would be 12 noon on the East Coast. As the day is heating up, the top of the clouds are getting very hot, and these red lines are popping back up. You can see some rain coming across Alabama, but all that weather and tornadoes that we got yesterday, you guys better be prepared for them today. Looking up the East Coast, you can see that rain is moving northeast. Now, I don't know how violent the weather will be there. You're starting to see some yellow and oranges in those clouds, but that area is under a flash flood watch. Look at the northeast in green. Okay, but our tornado warnings now go from Central Florida up through Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, all the way up into that area. That's the yellow. You also have flash flood warnings. They're across Georgia and along the Tennessee, North Carolina border. Check that out. You've got severe thunderstorms in the orange all along the Florida Gulf Coast and up through Georgia. You can see your late wind advisories and everything offshore. But again, this area is large. That's a lot of water to be worried about a flood watch that's going to drain down. So be aware of the floods in that area. You've got the red flag warnings up in the north, guys, at high winds. And really you can see the different brown and tan spots on this map. High wind, gale warning, things like that. And you've got the high wind warnings going up the California coast, up through Washington and Oregon from, as you can see, there's a front moving into the west coast on the satellite. But here's what we're dealing with, the tremendous amount of moisture. The top of these clouds, again, are heating up. Don't be caught off guard. Now, we weren't caught off guard yesterday by any means, but it was strong. We lost a couple trees here that barely missed my truck. So the winds aren't playing, the storms aren't playing, and we're still getting moisture pulled in, not only from across the Gulf of Mexico, but the El Nino that has set up, and it's been there all spring, is pulling moisture up into across Mexico and Baja. And when you add all of that to what we already have on the ground, both snowfall in the north, you've got all the rivers are flooded here. I'm talking about really high, and the Pearl River was already at its upper marks. The Pearl River goes through Jackson, Mississippi, and down into the Gulf Coast in Pearl River County. That thing is very high, and that was before the rain came in yesterday and through last night. It's starting to break here. We're starting to see sunshine now come through the clouds, and that's a good thing. So as the storm moves east, Alabama and parts of Georgia, you should start seeing some of this break also. But guys, this is a dangerous storm. Don't let your guard down. Get your weather radio out if you got one. If not, tune into your whatever is your most reliable local weather. But again, don't let your guard down. It's a heads up. Be safe.